Welcome to Jeff's Changes for Life. Today, we talk about the myth of early success. As always, this program in no way, shape, or form is a substitute for anybody that requires professional medical or psychological attention or treatment. Society loves the story of the young prodigy, the 20-year-old millionaire, the 30 under 30 list. We've been taught that if you don't make it early, you somehow failed. But let's look at reality for a sec. Colonel Sanders didn't start Kentucky Fried Chicken until he was 65 years old, and he pitched his recipe 1,009 times and was denied. Vera Wang didn't design her first dress until she was 40. Morgan Freeman didn't even get a breakout acting role until he was 52 years old. And Grandma Moses, famous painter, she didn't even pick up a paintbrush until she was in her late 70s. That's not failure. That's timing. That's preparation. That's life unfolding in a different order, and it's still beautiful. I think that something that's a really important point is growth is not linear. Your growth, your journey, it doesn't follow a straight line. Some people rise fast and crash just as fast. Others rise slow and steady and stay there. Real growth is messy. It dips, it pauses, it restarts, it takes breaks. It teaches you lessons the hard way. And here's something you need to hear today. You're not late. You're just on a different path. So stop comparing your timeline to someone else's highlight reel. You're not behind, you're just becoming. And one of the things that I like to aspire to people is, and I know it's going to sound crazy when I say this, is living your life so that when you tell your story, it sounds like a lie. And what could I mean by that? Well, when you live your life, are you going to tell a story of the multitude of amazing things that you've done, that you dipped your toes in the water, that you didn't stall, you went for it? So why is it that some people step into greatness later? Let me tell you why some people find their purpose and power later in life. Number one, it's timing. Sometimes life has to break down a few things in you before it can build the right ones up. Number two, readiness. You might not have had the clarity, the tools, or the self-worth back then, but now you're wiser. You've lived. You've got scars, and those are your strength. Number three, maturity of purpose. Sometimes your purpose doesn't even show up until your story's gone through some stuff. And that's okay. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not going to. I think one of the great things about doing things later is you've gotten a lot of the monkey business out of the way. When you get older, you don't really care what people think anymore. You're willing to take chances. You're not going to, hypothetically, you're not going to go off the cliff if something doesn't go exactly as you've planned because, again, we've learned there's no such thing as failure. There's only results. So as we get older and more mature, we can adjust, make little tweaks, and get much closer to what we want. It wouldn't be right if I don't say that your delay is not a denial. Hear me on this. Just because something's taking time doesn't mean it's not meant for you. Your delay is not a denial. It's preparation, it's alignment, it's building something that lasts. And I've said this before, when things feel like they're falling apart, they may be falling into place. And we're so close to the project that we're going to focus on falling apart. But 2 years down the road, a year, 6 months down the road, you have found that things completely fell into place. So I do have to keep it close to home as well. I have to tell you that the Wreckin' Road experience and albums for me and playing with some wonderful bands and writing music and playing with some wonderful musicians started when I hadn't played my guitar in 2 years. And I picked it up and was walking out the door, and my wife said, "Hey, where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going to audition for a band." She said, "You haven't even played your guitar in 2 years." And I said, "Hey, I don't care if I get the gig. I'm just going to go do it, see what happens." Well, I met my bass player, Tak, from Tokyo, Japan. Wonderful guy, wonderful friend. Didn't end up going with the band that I auditioned for, but that was the beginning of Wreckin' Road. Then the other members came in, and the music and the records and the things that I just absolutely never expected to happen. So the lesson in all that is sometimes you got to take a chance. Throw caution to the wind. Who cares if you get it? Just go out and do it. You don't know what's going to happen. Listen, it's not too late to go after what lights you up inside. It's not too late to learn the guitar. It's not too late to start a business. It's not too late to write that book, take that class, change your career, or love again. The crazy thing is, we act like we have a stopwatch running on our dreams, but it doesn't. The only real deadline is the one we set in our own minds. You might be starting later, but that means you're starting wiser. You've got experience now, perspective, depth. You're not chasing a trend, you're building something real. And if you're waiting for permission, let this be it. You're allowed to start right now. You're allowed to be a beginner at 40, 55, or 70 because chasing your passion doesn't have to have an expiration date, and it's never too late to become someone who you were meant to be. You know, some of the most meaningful things that I've done in my life didn't come when I thought they would. They came after the storm, after the detour, after I thought the best parts were already behind me. But they weren't. They were waiting for me to show up fully. And that's what I'm asking you to do today. Let me challenge you right now. Think of one dream, one purpose, one part of you that you've told yourself it's too late for. Now ask, is it really too late, or are you just afraid it's going to take time? Because here's the truth. Time's going to pass anyway, so you might as well use it to build something that matters. Your story's not over. Your time is still coming. As always, this is Jeff with Jeff's Changes for Life, and today is going to rock because we understand it's not too late to go after what you want, to find that joy, to pursue that passion that's going to fulfill you like you never thought it could be done.